The final day of the Rolex SailGP Championship has arrived.
What we're witnessing here is pure boat speed.
After 11 grueling events
Oh, that's a disaster.
and 79 heart-pounding races,
This was so brave.
every second,
Oh my word, this is so tight.
every maneuver,
What an overtake.
every decision
Aggressive from Fletcher
has led to this moment.
to Battle Royale.
Today, the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Grand Final will be decided.
Waves crash underneath, sound like thunder speaking. Flying carbon machines, driven by the world's best, yes. Powered by nature, raw passion, all action. When it takes, racing on water, racing with impact. Give it all, everything, give it all, everything. We are racing. When it takes, we are SailGP.
It has been a journey like no other. 12 international teams with the world's best sailors have circumnavigated the globe at a dozen events with one mission, a spot in the grand final. And as the league pulls into this ancient port city for only the second time, the final day of reckoning is about to take place on the Arabian Gulf. Welcome to the United Arab Emirates with just one last Super Sunday to contest and one final roll call for only the top 3 teams. The warm waters of Abu Dhabi will comfort the teams for only so long as the fans on shore witness high tech and high tension, a stone's throw away. And the next 90 minutes, a season champion will be crowned. Alongside Olympian Stevie Morrison and former GBR crew member Hannah Diamond, I am Todd Harris. This is the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix 2025 Season Grand Final, brought to you by Abu Dhabi Sports Council. A journey that has spanned more than 30,000 miles and multiple continents concludes today. After a test with a varying array of conditions, cultures, and time zones, the teams now reach a pinnacle that will end with one final epic showdown in the Middle East. The Rolex SailGP trophy arrived yesterday, courtesy of Hanshi, on the season-defining Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix Grand Final, with a $3.2 million prize pool on the line. Tensions were running high for each and every world-class team.
Who's got their timing right as the line turns white?
Germany Deutsche Bank maintained their end-of-season form in race 1.
Yeah, you've got to be happy with that.
But the story for the grand final raged on, with Emirates GBR and the Black Foils with a more comfortable points cushion. It is a battle between Los Gallos and the Bonds Flying Rouge for the last grand final spot.
This whole race to the grand final is so on right now.
It was Denmark that ran away with the day 1 scorecard, taking back-to-back victories in races 2 and 3.
Serhested on fire today.
And Australia's Tom Slingsby clawed back critical points after being over the line again in race 3.
Sometimes you can get a bit lucky, and sometimes the door opens up.
In the final race, it was all on Spain to keep themselves with a chance to make the grand final. But this was not the start they needed.
As early start penalty, France, Spain and Canada.
With Switzerland claiming the final race.
We're over for the Swiss.
And another top result for Rockwell, Denmark. The entire fleet is eyeing up this event's prize money. Coming into this last event, the standings look like this. Emirates GBR, the most consistent team on the year, has a 3-point lead over the Black Foils of New Zealand. And 3-time champions Bond Flying Rouge of Australia in 3rd, but lurking in 4th and still with a shot of making the grand final are the defending Season 4 champions, Los Gallos of Spain. But they will need 2 nearly flawless fleet races today to get the points necessary to pass the Aussies and take the last spot in the grand final. And apart from today's winners-take-all final, there is an $800,000 prize for the victors of this weekend's event. Right now, Rockwell, Denmark with a commanding lead here in Abu Dhabi. Red Bull Italy and Team Switzerland sit in 2nd and 3rd. The United States, North Star Canada, and Germany, Deutsche Bank round out the top half of the table. At the bottom, some surprise teams who are normally used to podium positions. So with the Danes holding a huge event lead, the question now is, can they maintain that position and win their first ever event here? We caught up with their wing trimmer, Tom Johnson, earlier to get his thoughts on today's action.
It would be huge for us to take an event win. You know, we've been here for 5 years now, 4 seasons, and it would be. We haven't had that event win, so we're really gunning for it. You know, we've still got a bit of work to do. We've got a big lead, but you know, we also had a big lead in Catas, and we've shown we can screw that up. So we're just going to try to repeat what we did yesterday. We know the conditions are very random. You know, I know we had good consistency yesterday, but you can also see it can go bad quickly. So yeah, we're just going to focus on doing what we did yesterday and take away the learnings from the night and see if we can repeat it.
Well, yeah, yesterday it was nearly perfect from Rockwool Denmark in those first 4 races. There's 2 more fleet races out there today for the 12 boats that are going to be so crucial. 10 points if you win the race, none if you're in the back too. So it's absolutely important to accumulate as many points as you can to give yourself a good overall result here, make the top 3 boats on the season, and then get into that grand final.
With conditions in Abu Dhabi light today, but the athletes have a raft of tools and tactics at their disposal to push the F50s to their limits in the most challenging and technical of conditions.
When we look at the speed and foiling stats in sub-15 km/h winds in Season 5, there is one clear winner by a significant margin.
Ooh, look at this!
Oh, the roos are flying!
One of the big takeaways from the Oracle Cloud data is that Australia has a smoother style of sailing. They move the wing sheet, the part that powers up the wing, and the board rake, the angle the flight controller uses to change the ride height, less than any of the other top teams.
We've definitely stepped up our light air game a bit, and yeah, I'm really confident in light air conditions at the moment, and I feel like with the addition of Chris to our team, we've sort of added a bit more light air power there, and we've been sailing really well.
There is some new tech being deployed in Abu Dhabi, the brand new 27.5 metre wings. They've been designed to balance with the T-foils that have been rolled out this season. The fleet will be racing to dial in their settings for maximum performance. While New Zealand and Great Britain are competitive, they are a clear step behind Australia.
We've got a new 27.5 metre wing here. Only the Spanish have used it so far, so it's going to be really interesting to get out on that, and especially with, you know, the new light air boards and light air rudders that we saw introduced in Geneva. I think it's really going to transform the boat in the light winds.
Well, I think the whole season's been really about adapting to new bits of equipment and making sure you're the one that learns those new bits of equipment faster than anyone else.
It's definitely the wing trimmer, and probably the pilot to a degree, who gets affected the most for a new wing coming on. But ultimately, we've had so much change this season that I think everyone's pretty dialed in on the best way to manage that and not have it as a distraction.
It's a bit of a curveball, but that's the thing with SailGP. We all get thrown the same curveball, it's just who deals with it the best, and I don't mind it. I think we all have to think on our feet and learn as quick as we can, and you just got to keep evolving with the game.
And we'll bring you a full update on the forecast and conditions with Lisa Darman shortly. Winds might be light, but the teams have millions of reasons to be a bit more tense than normal this weekend.
Prize money in SailGP has changed the game in professional sailing. A season prize pool of $12.8 million has been taken by the top performing teams. This is how it's broken down. Each event, the winner gets $400,000, second $240,000, third $120,000. But here in Abu Dhabi, $3.2 million is on the line, with the grand final winner taking the lion's share, a huge $2 million. Australia has won the most prize money in SailGP history, and the other teams are no doubt green with envy.
And this was the scene yesterday in the 4th race of the day. Stevie got a little bit hairy, a little bit tight, in an incident that we did not see when it happened, but later upon review, Switzerland making contact with the Kiwis.
Yeah, on board the Swiss, and you can just see they just saw a gap, but it wasn't a gap that anyone else but themselves thought they could fit in. Look on the screen now, bang, there, you see the boat just jolt a little bit. That's the foil underneath there on the Swiss boat, catching with the rudder on the New Zealand black foils there, and really bad news for the Kiwis, damaged the foil. They managed to get their hands on a better repaired foil for today, so they will have the perfect setup out there today, Todd, but yeah, big error.
Yeah, and the problem for them is they're going to get deducted 4 season points and 8 event points, taking them from 2nd to 3rd. Well, leading the pack coming into this weekend and looking for their first championship win, Emirates GBR with 3 event wins on the season. A somewhat disappointing day on the water for them yesterday, but with a relatively safe position in the season standings, they will have their eyes firmly on the grand prize. We caught up with their grinder, Neil Hunter, before they went racing today.
To be honest, it was good to see all the top teams kind of in the bottom half of the leaderboard for us. I mean, we didn't have a great day, a few tricky situations, and there's a lot of dirty air out there. I mean, just finding clean lanes with 12 boats and such a lack of breeze is tricky in itself. So yeah, we're kind of all eyes on the grand final now. Like, we think we've probably done enough now to definitely secure our place in the grand final. Certainly without any incidents today, it should be all good. And then, yeah, we're kind of focused on that and really looking forward to getting into it.
And sitting in third place, the Bonds Flying Roos, a team all too familiar with lifting the season championship trophy. They're locked in a battle today with the defending champions, Los Gallos of Spain, and their grinder, Sam Newton, explained to us earlier today what's at stake.
But we had one goal going into this event, and that is to make sure the Spanish finish behind us. So whether we're coming 11th or first, you know, it doesn't matter to us as long as the Spanish are behind us. So that was the goal yesterday, that's the goal today. Just make sure they're behind us and we can secure our place in the top three in the final. That's the fight. So we're going to go out there, make sure we're 1 point ahead of the Spanish, and if we do that, we've succeeded.
So a simple game plan for the Aussies, finish ahead of the Spanish, and they'll be feeling more confident after a tough day for the defending champions Los Gallos yesterday. And we got the thoughts of their grinder, Juan Cardona.
We're feeling well. We actually, yesterday we came off the water saying being last never felt so good. Like, we actually felt really good, and as a team we were working really well together. And yeah, we just go with the same spirit today, a bit more aggressive, and hopefully it plays out our way. It's quite tricky, especially because obviously we probably have the worst team we would like to be against us. So they are obviously, in my opinion, the best team in the history of SailGP, and yeah, it's tough for us, but for sure it's going to be really good learning for the future.
And we are just moments away from the start of the racing here on Super Sunday at the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix, the 2025 season grand final presented by Abu Dhabi Sports Council, part of the Rolex SailGP Championship. As the teams get ready to go racing, 5 minutes away from the start of fleet race number 5, then it'll be fleet race number 6, and then it will be all on as we now hand it over to Hannah Diamond, who has today's course map in just a moment.
It's a compact racecourse here in Abu Dhabi, with the start box tucked right up against the grandstand wall. Teams will need to judge their turn back towards the line and hit the line with speed to give them the best chance of getting up and foiling at Mark 1. From here, they'll turn left and head towards the city in Gate 2, where they can choose to turn either left or right. The next leg will take the teams towards the grandstand against the wind, where they'll be looking for the areas of most wind to be able to try and either lift one hull out of the water or get fully foiling to reduce drag and increase boat speed. It's a short course today with only 3 legs before the teams turn left and head towards the finish line.
And there are the 12 international teams ready to do battle here in the Arabian Gulf, the final event of the 2025 season, and then the grand final. Before we go racing, we check in down on the water with the 4th member of our broadcast team. Here is Olympic silver medalist Lisa Darmanin with the latest.
Well, I've got good news, everybody. We have more wind today than yesterday, and the F50s have been foiling in their warm-up laps. We've got 11 kilometers per hour, gusting up to 19 kilometers per hour from the northwest. So still on the light side, and the wind is pretty hard to read on the water still. So it's going to be a tough race course. Configuration-wise, same setup as day one. So light air T-foils that have been a game changer to light air foiling. And the back of the F50, we've got those light air rudders on for maximum lift. In the air, we got the 27.5 meter wing sail. So this light air wing providing plenty of power. And at the front of the boat, we also have J1, so the biggest front sail as well. The F50s are fully powered up, but we've only got 4 people on board to try optimize foiling conditions. So it's all on for the final day here in Abu Dhabi.
All right, thank you very much, LD. Much more from you throughout the day. And one team we have not spoken with, a team that a lot of people think will excel and do well here today, the Black Foils of New Zealand. Their wing trimmer, Olympic gold medalist Blair Too, kind enough to give us a few minutes before the start of racing today, and we got his thoughts.
We're happy with how we went yesterday, and you know, today is the day we've been looking forward to all season. So we've got ourselves in with the shot. We've got to, you know, first and foremost, we've got to make that final. So that's the first mission. Still got a sniff at the end of the season overall points. So, you know, we've talked about that. We want to win that as well. And then if we get a chance in that final dance, then we'll give it a heck of a good shot. The group's grown hugely throughout the season. Really proud of the whole group, how we've hung tough at moments that have challenged us, and then really grown throughout, and yeah, now we're in with the shot as we head into the final dance today. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Go out there and do ourselves proud, and yeah, see what we can do.
And now we are all up to speed and ready to go racing in just about 2 minutes time. Let's take a look at the current standings right now. 11 events complete and 4 fleet races yesterday, and the drama continues to build. It's the Black Foils on 86 points, even with Emirates GBR, and the Bonds Flying Roos on 84 points clear of Los Gallos. So Stevie, Hannah, who do you like coming into this one?
Oh, well, I just think the British are now in the final. The Spanish can't catch them from here. That's basically done and dusted. And I just think Burling's looking very strong, and Slingsby, well, I think he's already out there hunting the Spanish. Seeing in the background there that the Spanish and the Australians are pretty close together, and we got from Sam Newton, it's a fight, isn't it?
Yeah, with only 2 races left to go before the teams wanting to qualify for the grand final know their positions. The Spanish are really running out of time, so they're going to have to put their best foot forward straight away today.
10 points to the winner, all the way down to no points for 11th and 12th as we come up on 1:12 to go. And then we'll get the 1 minute klaxon fire up, and look at the British a little late into the box, and look how tight it is as everyone goes to the back and then cycles their way through. It is fully on here at Abu Dhabi.
Oh, and Australia were chasing the Spanish in there, but both teams found a way out. Slingsby still tries to chase him. That's a brick wall, Tom. Careful. Oh, he's managed to spin the boat, but the Spanish trying to run away from the Australians. Not only have you got to beat 11 other of the best teams in the world, you've got the all-time most successful team. Oh, boundary penalty, Australia, though. He's pushed it too hard. Didn't keep clear. A windward boat keeps clear. Oh, it was a windward boat keeping clear. It wasn't boundary. Oh, that's massive. They're going to have to start behind the fleet unless they can clear this penalty with a couple of manoeuvres.
Yeah, let's tack over. Just a 2 tack.
You can do 2 tacks. You can turn the boat through the wind twice. That's one way of clearing the penalty. He thinks he's got enough time to do that, and then still hopefully have a run up at the start line. Italy lead the fleet back though well at the moment. Canada well positioned at the top of the line here. They should be able to really wind it up. Black Foils are in the middle of the pack. Switzerland turn the boat towards the line. It's all about acceleration. 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Line's going to turn white. We're racing. Switzerland are absolutely on the money, as a North Star Canada, and North Star Canada first to the foils. They should fly over the fleet from here to Mark 1.
And we are off and running. The final Super Sunday of the 2025 season.
Oh, Los Gallos are in the inside, Todd. They're going to struggle to get round without a lot of boats ahead of them.
North Star Canada gets the whole shot. Germany, Deutsche Bank looking good. Red Bull, Italy, and then France.
Oh, so tight, Mark 1. The Spanish are back in the pack again. Fletcher's rolling over the top. Black foils are not on the foils. They've come down off the foils there. As soon as you're back in the pack, Hannah, it's just so hard to find that space to be fast.
Yeah, there's a lot of disturbed air, especially as all the teams converge at Mark 1. So if you can get up and foiling, it's a big advantage. But that first manoeuvre, all important to lead the way back to gate 2.
I think they should be nailing it. North Star Canada, huge opportunity. Gate 2's big. It's very far apart, the marks.
Left gate's easy. Let's stay on the foil. Fleet's going to be coming back out. I think clearer air is left turn.
Keep it simple. That seems like a good strategy to me from board the North Star Canada team there. They're saying there's potentially less distance to turn right, but let's just stay on the foil, stay fast, as we see a bit of a penalty on board the British boat there, potentially relative to the French, so they're going to have to kill a bit of distance.
So as we crunch these numbers, Stevie, you see Australia sitting in 11th place right now. Spain is currently sitting in 7th, and this is the all-important race. You've already mentioned Emirates GBR and the Black Foils of New Zealand. They're pretty much safely in that grand final. It's down to 2 boats.
It's down to 2, but I think what we've got to keep in mind on here is those penalty points that the Swiss got for the collision and Brazil also picked up means the pack, the overall points are so tight. Now what Spain need is to finish 3 places with 3 boats in between themselves and the Australians in the overall rankings. Not just in one race, but in the overall of these next 2 races. New Zealand have a boundary penalty. They've got to get rid of that. They've got to lose 20 metres relative to people. That should come off quite easily, I'd have thought. But Los Gallos have got boats between themselves, Australia, but it's all about what they can do on the ladder here.
Just go straight.
They're still behind in the race to the grand final at the moment. Oh, Spain, that must have been boat on boat with Canada. They didn't see them. It's so hard with less people on board.
Okay, we're making them out. Are we clear already?
All kinds of different modes out on the water. There you see Los Gallos, Spain, the defending champions from last year, up and foiling. Penalty has still not gone away. Yesterday they raced with 3 people on board. Today, because of the breeze, they are up to 4.
And it's still hard to when you're low on numbers, it's hard seeing everything, isn't it, Anna? Ultimately, I mean, just knowing where all these other boats are on the course is pretty confusing.
Yeah, there's plenty of jobs on board just to do to keep the boat sailing, and someone's got to be keeping their eye out for other boats where you are on the course. So these sailors are going to be busy when they're sailing 4 up.
This is leg 3 of 6, race number 5. One more fleet race before the grand final. North Star Canada has the lead. Had a decent day yesterday. Canada came in with some solid results, finishing 2nd in race number 1. They dropped back to 6th in race number 2. Race number 3, they fell all the way down. And then it was race number 4 where the Canadians finished in 9th.
Well, see the British here have managed to find some space and they're going fast. Lisa, the breeze out there, is it really patchy? It seems like the British are on a charge at the moment.
Yeah, it's super patchy out here, so you might be in one bit of breeze and somebody 50 metres away from you is in a different point of breeze. But in general, where the British went, seems like there's more pressure out that way. But really, it's about getting clear air, finding some space, just so you can pop on the foils. Not many people are nailing the foiling manoeuvres out here. It's very much a touch and go, so a lot of technique involved.
There you see Emirates GBR, they have moved up to 3rd place. You saw Hannah Mills, the strategist, manning the handles. North Star Canada, Giles Scott leads this race. And Germany Deutsche Bank, one of the hottest teams in SailGP over the last few events, they currently sit in 2nd.
Yeah, right of way with the British here, but they choose to turn directly in front of the Canadians. They're going to really throw some disturbed wind onto the Canadian boat. Hope to stop them foiling from here. France at the top of screen have space and have the right of way, but they're going to need to get foiling to get themselves back in it. 4 boats, absolutely nothing between them here. France could well lead at gate 3.
Take some height early if you want. Got plenty of power in the bank.
We heard Dylan Fletcher say earlier they were looking to go 1 and in right turns. They'll be really hoping to cross the French here with no issues.
Top 3 teams right now going H1, 1 hole in the air as they approach this 3rd gate.
On the mark.
You just saw the sort of white flakes coming off the wing there. That's not a glitch in the system. The matrix has not broken, glad to say. That's just sort of demonstrating where the disturbed air comes off the wind. If you were in that area behind and downwind of the British, you'd be getting less wind, less horsepower, and potentially going a lot slower. Late move by Canada. Didn't feel like they saw them there. They've absolutely parked. Should have seen the French earlier. Costly arrow. Big turn down for Germany as well. Contant de la Pierre is back in the game. And as we can see in the background, well, Australia are up to 9th. And I think that means they'll be starting to eat back into the Spanish's advantage. And Rockwool Denmark 11th. I thought it was nearly impossible for the Danish to lose this event. And they're trying. Come on, Nikolai, don't do it to me.
They had a massive lead coming in today. This is for the event win, not the overall grand final. But Rockwool Denmark, they could salvage the season, Hannah. Really winning this event overall, they get $800,000.
Yeah, and they've had plenty of good Saturdays before, but Nikolai's so aware that their Sundays haven't been so strong, so it'd be a shame to see them drop out from the lead at this point. They'll be working hard to catch up through the fleet here.
I don't think we go for it, TJ. I think we just hold and go H1.
Still sounds pretty calm on board.
Yeah,
hopefully they weren't out celebrating in Abu Dhabi last night too early. That's what I can say. What's interesting for me here, let's think about the grand final, which we've got to think Emirates GBR are going to be in right now. And of course, there's Spain and Australia, that battle between those boats. Slingsby's got the Aroos going fast here. They're back in the game, reassuring for Australian fans. First time we've seen a British boat out in the lead though, Todd, and they're looking pretty quick. It's the first time one of the top boats has been at the front of the fleet.
Important number, 6-7. As Spain has moved in front by 1 spot over the Bonds Flying Roos, and once again Tom Slingsby. Remember folks, he started in the back of the pack because the penalty in the start box, he has gone from 12th to 7th.
Yeah, and actually gained, if you look at that race to the grand final, it was down to 4 points, it's now up to 5 because Slingsby's improved his overall performance.
A real good pressure coming down the side. I think it's worth 2 jives from here, don't you?
There we go, the team talk there, brought to us by MasterCard, getting us on board the boat with Dylan Fletcher. They're saying it's worth doing a couple of extra manoeuvres. That's how patchy the wind is. They're trying to find these extra areas of wind on the course. We heard before the racing, Stuart Bithell, the wing trimmer on the German boat, said you need your lucky pants on today because it's not very easy to find that wind. But the British seem pretty confident it's that way. Aggressive manoeuvring, and it's a big rotation in the wind to the left, so good move by the British.
So gate 4, the DP World Gate, it finds Emirates GBR out in front. North Star Canada has dropped back to 2nd place. Germany Deutsche Bank, they sit in 3rd, and here comes Contant de la Pierre and the French, rounding out the top 4, and then a big gap back to 5th, and Phil Robertson and Red Bull Italy.
Foiling tack as well, that hand, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, really impressive. And I think, you know, they're happy to throw in some more manoeuvres for those teams who are looking at the grand final. They're trying to learn the course and really push the limits of the boat because they've got the big race coming up later.
And look at this, Australia, the Bonds Flying Roos. They have moved up ahead of Spain, so maximum effort for the Aussies, Stevie, as they put the pressure on Los Gallos, the defending champions from last year.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Spain have really got to travel places on this race course if they want to get past them, and they can't have the Australians ahead of them in the overalls or in this race even, so this is disastrous news for the Spanish team, defending champions, remember, but as, you know, as Juan Cardona suggested in that interview, you know, they're up against the 3-time champions, so not an easy fight to find yourself in.
All kinds of great stories going on here, leg 5 of 6. This is the first fleet race of the day. We've got one more, and then it's the 3-boat grand final. You've got Emirates GBR, the most consistent team on the year. They are leading race number 5. Canada has dropped back to 2nd. Then you've got the battle between Australia and Spain. The Australians have moved ahead of Los Gallos, Spain. And then you have Denmark, who was leading coming into this in line to win $800,000. And Stevie, they are in 12th. They are in jeopardy of flushing the mouse and missing out again.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But that's just what this racing's like. It's so tight. And that's where it's a slightly different game here. As we see the British, they turn, they're going to head in towards the Emirates finish line there. And it's been a clinical race when they got a bit of space.
So it's Emirates GBR that will bring it home. And what a way to set themselves up for a possible showdown in the 3-boat grand final. The Emirates winning moment goes the way of Emirates GBR.
Well, that's the first time all weekend they've, yeah, how good it is to be foiling. I'm with you on that one, Dylan, absolutely with you. North Star Canada, good result for them, and that'll really see them move up the leaderboard, that is for sure, in terms of the event here in Abu Dhabi, Tom. That'll be their goal, that $800,000 they'll be trying to chase that down. Yeah, Rockwool Denmark, unbelievable, really struggling, as a Spain. Spain seem to have come off the foils. 7th place at the moment, but just not doing what they need to get back past that Australian boat.
So Giles Scott and North Star Canada bring it across the line. They finished in 2nd place officially. Now the battle on for a top 3 finish. And it looks like Germany, Deutsche Bank just holding off the French as they come around that last gate. And it looks like, yes, it will be Germany, Deutsche Bank ahead of France, and that will be 3 and 4.
Very much in the game, and I keep saying it, Todd. I mean, if Germany, the form they found in the back half of this season, they're literally top three standard at the moment.
No question about it. They win the event in Geneva, Switzerland, event number 10, and in event number 11 in Cadiz, they come off and finish a top 3.
Rockwool Denmark up to 10th. They've made a little gain on this downwind leg here. Australia and Spain. Spain look like they've got past Australia. Middle of our screen. Spain own the mark on the right turn, but the Roos are foiling. I think Slingsby's going to do the Slingsby slingshot. He should fly right round the outside of the Spanish here. Can he stay fast enough? He's going to be going nearly 3 times the speed of that Spanish boat. Flying, not flying. There's your gains.
Your wheel, Steve. Yeah, my wheel.
And it's quite literally the Bonds Flying Roos that go past the champions from last year, and that may be the proverbial nail in the coffin right there.
I think it's going to be, I mean, I don't know if it's impossible. I'm not that good at maths, but we'll find out. I think basically that overtake there could see the Bonds Flying Roos pretty much book their place in the final.
With just one more fleet race to go and 10 points available, it is Australia who started dead last. They finish in 6th, 1 spot ahead of Los Gallos, Spain. So what a way to start things off here in Abu Dhabi at the 2025 season grand final.
Nice fight there.
And the Kiwis will come across in 8th place, so no real harm done to them. Just something you can't say about Pete Burling's trigger finger as he continues to soldier on in that driver position. It'll be Martini Grail and Mubadala Brazil. Stevie comes in 9th. Hannah, Rockwool Denmark, for my money, the big losers in this race.
Yeah, really disappointing race from them. They've got one more race to see if they can take home that event final here in Abu Dhabi, but they're going to be asking some questions for sure because this is becoming a pattern on a Sunday.
Yeah, but they've got a point.
Yeah.
And they don't need many points, so that point's crucial, and especially with the Swiss and USA, I think they were 3rd and 4th overall before today. So, you know, that's another teams that they're really challenging with that have had bad races. So, yes, some things to think about on board that Danish boat, but maybe, not, maybe, just maybe, they're keeping the fans on tenterhooks until this last race.
You look at Denmark's day 1 report card, they got a 3rd, a 1st, a 1st, and a 2nd. So to start off today with a 10th,
So I get a picture.
See the red Powis in the middle. New flight controller, first real day actually flying the boat, I'd say, so he's got a lot to learn.
US SailGP comes across in 11th place, which means they pick up no points, nor does Swiss as they cross the line in 12th. So only the top 10 teams get points, 11 and 12. Quick debrief, find out what you can do better for the 6th and final fleet race here in season 2025.
And slow turn.
Disappointing for the Swiss after that penalty. I wonder how much that sort of shook them up really with that incident at the start line in the last race they do yesterday, because they've been sailing great, you know.
So the Swiss across all 12 teams safely home as they now go through their debrief and get ready for the final fleet race of the season. And we can take a look at the current standings right now. Rockwell, Denmark does pick up 1 point, so they have a 10-point lead over Red Bull Italy, North Star Canada in a top 3 position, and then Germany, Deutsche Bank, Emirates GBR, Switzerland, and Le Bleu France, your top 6 with US SailGP in 8th. So the Americans in 8th place, just ahead of the Black Foils with one more race to go. We now take it down on the water. Emirates GBR, Dylan Fletcher. Dylan, you guys didn't need the win, but this has got to feel pretty nice. Not only foiling, but the momentum carrying you into a showdown in the grand final.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic today, you know, it's showing what these boats are capable of foiling, so yeah, hopefully another 2 good races for us.
Dylan, last night when you finished the racing, you suggested that you were feeling like you were a bit slow out there. Obviously, you're going to go a lot faster when you're near the front of the fleet, but have you made some big changes overnight?
Yeah, I think the main change, to be fair, Stevie, is with foiling, so you know, we definitely enjoy that a little more than the drifting around yesterday. So,
Dylan, appreciate the time. Good luck to you in the next fleet race and beyond. Dylan Fletcher, the driver for Emirates GBR. Let's go back to the highlights once again. Hannah, I thought this thing was all done and dusted for the Australians as they get the penalty in the back of the fleet.
Yeah, I mean, certainly for most teams, you'd expect if you're taking a penalty and you're that far behind the rest of the fleet at start time, there would be no way back. But if anyone can crawl back, it's going to be Tom Slingsby and this Bonds Flying Rouge team. Great start from North Star Canada. They've had a couple of them this weekend, and they kept fighting at the front of the fleet. But it was Emirates GBR who just found a bit of extra space on the course, stayed on the lifted tack, saving the shortest distance to get them ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, there was opportunities around the course, but it still shows it's hard in the pack. It's so many more boats up and off the foils. Looking ahead to that grand final, there will be more space. We now know the British team in a bit of space are fast. Are the other teams able to be as quick as that? But for Emirates, it was a brilliant, brilliant race to get the confidence back.
Big sigh of relief for the Brits as they get on form, and Tom Slingsby once again doing Tom Slingsby kind of things as they salvage a top 6 position and pick up some very valuable points. And there are your Emirates fly times. What a job. It's 72.6% for the Aussies. So there are the season standings as they are right now, and that would be your grand final. Not a big shocker, Stevie, but it looked like Los Gallos would have an opportunity, but as we said, they may have just run out of not enough time now.
No, I think, you know, I mean, ultimately they're going to go out and win the race, try and finish the season with a bit of pride, and I suppose if Australia get no points, it'll still be really, really tight. But yes, that feels a little unlikely, Todd.
Take one last deep breath and get ready for the 6th and final fleet race of the season, as all the teams will have it to play for, and there'll be certainly some teams that will want to protect the asset. The final race coming up here at the 2025 season grand final in Abu Dhabi.
Mubadala and SailGP making waves together.
The Impact League is SailGP's award-winning championship that tracks and celebrates teams' positive actions on and off the water. And after 48 project submissions, 20 judges and 114 hours of judging, the 2025 Impact League trophy has been awarded to Emirates GBR.
Quite emotional actually, just the amount of work and energy the team put into the Impact League, and so to actually be able to win twice in a row, yeah, it's phenomenal.
Huge effort from everyone involved. I'm just, really proud for the team.
Their season-long campaign was marked by podium performances in each of the 4 focus area challenges, spanning social and environmental impact across the season.
VR had a solid, structured programme. I just love the well-rounded approach, in female empowerment, the webinars, the workshops, really great media reach and social media coverage.
Results of the team's efforts included the expansion of their young development programme, enabling athlete Kai Hockley to secure a full-time position with Emirates GBR.
It's just great, like giving me an opportunity to break into the team, but also showing other people from where I come from that there is a position for us in sailing.
The team also drove waste reduction by rebranding and reusing existing kit and engaged 250,000 young people in climate education, alongside the continued generation of clean power with low carbon's portable solar installation. Mubadala Brazil came second overall with an astonishing restoration programme on Pombeda Island, Rio de Janeiro. North Star Canada rounded out the podium with their notable community eelgrass project and their We Can Foil programme in Canada.
Hopefully we can be here again in a year's time, but at the moment we'll just enjoy this one.
Mubadala and SailGP making waves together.
Flying carbon machines driven by the world's best. Yes, powered by nature, powered by nature. We are SailGP.
Abu Dhabi is where the future rises from a proud maritime past. For generations, these waters shaped a culture of exploration, pearl diving, and seafaring spirit. Today, that same passion powers world-class innovation, luxury, and adventure. From pristine beaches and vibrant waterfronts to iconic landmarks and unforgettable desert escapes. As SailGP takes flight across these historic shores, the perfect place to relax and explore. And we have reached the 6th and final fleet race, now 140 away from the start of this one as the teams get themselves into position. We take a look at the event standings right now. It is still Denmark's race to lose at the 800,000, Hannah, but man, the way they performed in the last one, they don't have a big margin for error. They cannot have another dead last.
Yeah, that's right. They've got a 10-point lead still, which, you know, is pretty sizable for this point in the regatta. But we heard Nikolai say that he didn't really know where they are in the time back to the start. So they'll be looking to repeat what they did yesterday, get off the start line really well. And it's so much easier to get clear air when you're at the front of the fleet.
Well, yeah, and ultimately they need 1 point.
Yes.
1 point, and Italy have to win the race. So if either of those things, well, if Italy don't win the race, Rock will win.
So
if Rockwell 1 point, they win anyway.
Rockwell, Denmark looking for 1 single point. That will give them the event win and $800,000, and then the field will be cut to only the top 3 teams on points through the season, and then it will be the big showdown for the grand final and $2 million. So here we go. Spain taking a odd route to get into the start box.
Well, they're watching out for Australia, look, and of course Australia, it's all about that. Australia are going to just try and stick to Diego Botín, Spanish team like do. Right away Spain here. Bons Flying Rouge need to keep clear. Bons Flying Rouge will manoeuvre and try and get overlapped with the Spanish boat to be able to hold them up here. So Spain are trying to run away. They're off the top of the course. He's got to watch out. The Bons Flying Rouge will come back at them here. Black foils could play spoiler for the Spanish as well, because I don't see a gap at the top of the line this time. Emirates GBR have got space lower down the line. Italy well positioned. Rockwell, Denmark well positioned at the moment. Of course, we're waiting for that line to turn wide, but Emirates GBR are going to have to see how that timing goes for them. Italy looking a little early.
This is the umpires. Early start penalty, Italy, GBR, Brazil.
Oh, GBR were early there, and the Italians, I thought they looked pretty close pretty early. France are going to struggle to accelerate. Rockwell, Denmark should punch out the middle here. If they can pop onto the foils, then they're going to take the event win in Abu Dhabi. France are well positioned. Oh, and the Delapierre takes the boat off, but at the same time, Rockwell, Denmark are in the air, and I think it should be Rockwell leading at Mark 1 from here.
Bearing away in 5, bearing away in 3, 2, 1, bearing away.
In the final fleet race of the French in second, and Taylor Canfield and US SailGP in third.
Los Gallos are in the mix, 5th. They have to win the race, simple as that. But I think they need teams like France and USA to have bad ones. So it doesn't look good, but the Australians, the Bons Flying Rouge, are way out the back. How can Rockwell stick this manoeuvre?
Hannah, the Spanish somehow avoided the clutches of Tom Slingsby and the Bonds Flying Roos, so they've got a little bit of open water now in 5th place, and knowing that the Bonds Flying Roos are in the back, you know they're getting the data from shore.
Yeah, they did really well there to find a space at the top of the line, but it's not over for them yet. They've really got to stick their position in the fleet. Like Stevie said, they have to probably get ahead of the US and France and hope that the Bonds Flying Roos can't climb up the fleet like they have been so good at doing.
And SailGP powered by Mother Nature, so let's get a report on nature. Lisa Darmanin, you're down on the water. What can we see over the next 15 minutes as far as conditions?
I would say that the wind has dropped just a little bit, which means that these foiling maneuvers are actually harder than they've ever been. It is getting a little bit more patchy out here. So if it looked hard, it's actually getting harder out here. And very impressed to see the Spanish coming away with that. There's so many battles within the fleet, but it is tough racing out here for all of the teams, and it's getting trickier and trickier for this grand final.
This could come down to just a point or two, Stevie, because the Spanish have done exactly what they needed to do. Now if they can go past the USA and Denmark,
I guess don't hurt New Zealand or USA. That came about.
So that's Ben Durham, coach the Australian there on the MasterCard team talk, and he's basically saying we want USA and New Zealand in the mix because it makes it hard for Spain to overtake them, and it's all about boats between Spain and Australia in the overall. This is good news for the Spanish, but they've got a lot of work to do.
Good news for the Spanish, good news for Rockwell, Denmark, as they currently sit in a position to claim the event win at $800,000. But as it stands right now, Spain is 3 points out of that grand final and a chance at $2 million in defending their title from last year.
Yeah, it all depends how tight the event standings are, though, because if Spain are only 1 point off of getting a place up, then they could get back in the game. It's very complicated maths here. So where's Spain on that list? 20. They need to get up to 7. They need 4 points gained. So really they need Germany to lose a place as well, already out the back of the pack. Spain have got to win the race. Simple as that. They've got to find a rabbit from a hat.
Boats apart. And tiny press, Diego, probably.
You see as you go back through the fleet, Hannah, it's hard to know where everyone is, but also how on earth do you know where those bits of disturbed air are? Because you can see they're just struggling to get back foiling again.
Yeah, there's been a huge separation already. We can see the leaders of the pack almost halfway up that next leg, with the back of the pack still struggling to get downwind with all of that disturbed air. For the Spanish, they've just got to focus on sailing their boat and hope that the cards fall in their favour.
Could have the right of way as they come back together with the French here. So they're going to be right in the match to win this race. 80 metres off the lead it's showing as Spain have the right of way, but France are about to foil. It's getting back into the breeze. France are foiling. Rockwell, Denmark are foiling. Spain need to get foiling quick, and then it's going to be game on in the race to gate 3.
Halfway through the 6th and final fleet race, there you see the Rolex chasing time as Spain and France are locked into a battle now, up to 12 seconds separating them. And as Stevie's point plays out, those guys need to pick up another spot, and they need Australia to stay in the back of the pack and not pick up a point.
You see like the 3 of the best teams, Emirates, GBR, Black Foils, Australia, all of them just so far behind. As you say, you fall off the foil. That's what's so exciting, I think, when you can fall off the foils, but it's that little bit lighter. 14 kilometres an hour is a great number because you know you can get foiling when you're in space, but any mistake, you're going to get punished.
Up and foiling.
Got to stick this manoeuvre if they want to catch those boats ahead. Looks like he's going for a landing on one hull. He has done. High exit, we heard him say. They've lost distance to Rockwell, Denmark. There's better breeze. You can see the darker patches on the water there. That's what the sailors are looking for. The darker bits of water suggest more wind. You can't see the actual wind. You can just see its effect on the water. And it looks like Rockwell, Denmark's read that racetrack beautifully at the top end. Big gain. Bad news for the Spanish.
And Quentin Delapierre and the French around the gate as well in second. So what was a tight race between France and Spain has now grown, and Spain now back up and foiling. And this will be interesting, Stevie and Hannah, to decide which side they go to.
Just got to split, haven't you, Hannah?
Yeah, I think so. And there's actually quite a lot of space. If they turn right here, they've got a long way to the boundary, which gives them a much better chance of sticking that manoeuvre when they jibe into potentially some disturbed air when they come back in contact with the fleet.
I think in any of these races, you see there, Joel Rodriguez there, the flight controller, he'll be enjoying getting his hands on the tools, that is for sure, flying that boat. But if you're behind, you want separation, Todd. So you've got to sort of take it, a bit of space. If you just follow them, it's really, really unlikely because even if you catch them up, you end up in disturbed wind and then you're going to go slower again. So Spain have made the right call, but basically they're relying on Lady Luck right now.
Lady Liberty right behind them with Taylor Canfield and US SailGP slotted in 4th place right now. It is all about Spain, it is all about Australia, and it's all about Rockwell, Denmark trying to pick up the event win here. If they can hold on to this position, they'll get it done, and the $800,000, and then it'll be the three-boat showdown, which right now looks to be New Zealand, Emirates, Great Britain, and the Australians, the Bonds Flying Roos.
Oh, Todd, how many times when I talk about these finals, I keep thinking about momentum. We see the results on the left there, and it's what reading for the Danish. It's been clinical, but for Spain, well, it's no good. They've got to get up 4 more points to get to where Switzerland are if they're going to have a hope of making the overtake, and I just can't really see that happening right now for them, unfortunately. So they're putting...
Looks like they're putting a good race in, but so is Nicolai Sehested, and so is Content de la Pierre.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Spanish didn't have a great start, is the reality. They were 5th at Mark 1, and as soon as you're, back there, then it is hard. You're racing the other best sailors in the world, so people aren't making silly errors out there, really, on the race course, especially when you get through. But look at this, Rockwell are about to lack the Australians.
Oh, and it's 2 points right now between the Spanish and the Bonds Flying Roos. Hannah, if you're Tom Slingsby in Australia, are you saying our work here is done? We've done enough to keep the Spanish out of that top 2 positions. They can't catch us. Let's just bring this thing home.
Well, I think on a day like today, when it's so hard to land these manoeuvres, actually your head can become quite focused in on sailing your own boat. So they'll be keeping an eye on where the Spanish are, but actually, if they're in 12th, they know that it's not in their control at the moment, so they'll just be working as hard as they can to catch up with the fleet.
I'll tell you something, he'll be thinking, how have I sailed this badly and I'm still in the grand final? That's the reality. I mean, the Australians, it's unbelievable to see them sailing like this. And we talk about momentum being so key going into the grand final. If he pulls himself off the canvas, and I feel like the Australians right now are on the canvas a little bit, because it's not their doing that they're getting to the final. It's just because Spain haven't managed to put things together enough.
But it would be an Australian kind of thing for them to get barely into that grand final, Stevie, and walk away with $2 million.
I'm not counting out Tom Slingsby. If you heard that, Todd, then that's definitely the mishearing, as the French are going to get the last race of the season with a win, though.
And as they come through the final gate and spin it around, it will be Content de la Pierre and Team France that get the final fleet race win of 2025. Take a bow, Content de la Pierre. The Emirates winning moment goes the way of France.
Spain have made a gain on Rockwell, Denmark here, but they've got the right of way, but they've got to turn, and once again, Rockwell will be quicker. Rockwell should roll round the top of them. Spain nearly gave himself a chance here, but I think that moment right there will be the points that Spain, well, they definitely... Oh, wow, close moment, right of way, Emirates GBR coming on downwind. Rockwell, Denmark. Ooh, that would have been so Rockwell, Denmark for things to have gone pear-shaped there on the final leg to the finish. But let's take a moment for Nicolai Sehested, I think, really, because what a fantastic performance after a tough middle of the season, and they've just done a great... I mean, this event, they have been absolutely superb.
So Nicolai Sehested and the team can celebrate an event win, their first, as they bring it home, and there will be an $800,000 prize for the Danes.
Nice work, guys. Good race, good job.
Los Gallos. Feel like it's been a good season for them, Todd, still. I mean, fourth, of course they'll be disappointed by just missing out on the grand final. They'll be dejected, defending champions. But remember, they've put in a good performance, and they've shown they're in that match. They're one of the big players.
And I think you look back to day number 1, Steve, we say this so many times, you can't win the event on day 1, but you could lose it. And you look at Spain's report card day 1, a 12th, no points, and an 11th, no points.
Yeah, I mean, I probably, I sound harsh, but I feel like everyone's tried to lose it. Really, no one's really made me think I know who's going to win this grand final, because I've not seen any of them sailing all that well.
Taylor Canfield, US SailGP team, they will finish in 4th place, a nice upward trend for the Americans here on the final day of racing. So they start to looking towards season 6 in 2026, which will be Perth coming up January 17th and 18th. That'll be the Oracle Perth Sail Grand Prix. Exciting times there, but we still have one more big race to come, and that is the grand final with $2 million on the line.
I think something for us to think about. I think we should start thinking about that grand final now. And it's a massive difference, Hannah, isn't it? With just 3 boats on the race course. So where we're seeing boats not on the foils, not on the foils, as soon as you've got that space out there on the race, tight moment here, black foils need to keep their eyes out. We don't need any of that unscripted drama at the end of the race. But yeah, as soon as there's a bit more space, we can anticipate all the 3 boats in the grand final being able to foil around the racetrack. and then it comes down to a bit more of a boat speed race.
Yeah, that's right. One of the reasons they're not able to stick these manoeuvres here is just because of the inconsistency of the breeze coming when it's having to navigate through all of the different wing sails of all the boats on the course. So I'd expect to see a lot more foiling manoeuvres and the boats stay up on the foil for the duration of the race. So it's going to be a lot about the start and, like you said, a boat speed race.
Perfect picture illustrating your point, Hannah. You see the Bonds Flying Rouge team coming in 10th place. Their work is done, but they're up and foiling no problem. And Emirates GBR and Red Bull Italy just in H1 mode, so only able to get one hole up and out of the water. So a nice finish for Dylan Fletcher and the Brits, the most consistent team in Season 5. They will finish the fleet racing with a 5th place, and now they will get ready for the grand final.
Well, this will mean they'll have won the season, won't it, as well? They'll be at the top of the leaderboard for the whole season.
Lottery.
Oh, come on, Dill. Not sure it's going to be a lottery, mate, but he's in it, so they're going to be very, very happy.
Well, the Rolex SailGP Championship 2025 season points leader will go to Emirates GBR and the additional $400,000.
Well, the only lottery I get to play for millions of dollars, there's about 300,000 or 400,000 people in it, so at least you're in a best of 3, aren't you, Dylan? Come on, mate.
Good job, guys. Good job.
And Italy will come across in 6th place with Phil Robertson taking over the wheel from Ruggiero Tito. North Star Canada finishes in 7th.
I think the Italians, I mean, that's pretty encouraging. First event for Phil Robertson back, and we'll wait and see those overall leaderboards. But I think, if my maths are right, which sometimes they aren't, they might well be 2nd overall in this event. So that would be pretty huge for the Italian team to pull that out of the bag.
Always going like the short way.
Gives the teams a little bit of extra time ready for the grand finals. We go on board the Bonds Flying Rouge. Tom Slingsby on the right-hand side of your screen. And at this point, he's got to be told by the shore crew that you guys are in. You're good. You're safe.
Yeah, I think if I was coaching them, I'd be whipping them to make sure they were getting a bit sharper for this final.
Pressure after the mark. I can hear, mate.
As the final boats continue to make their way around the final few legs of the course, it is official. It will be the Bonds Flying Rouge, Emirates GBR, and the Blackfoes of New Zealand, who are now crossing the line in 8th. They will face off in a 3-boat winner-take-all grand final for $2 million. So Pete Burley and the Blackfoes are home safely. Now they can do the debrief and get ready for the grand final and a big showdown. Let's go back to the highlights, guys. Once again, the start was critical as the Aussies, Hannah, were just tracking down Los Gallos.
Yeah, and they almost lost contact with Los Gallos. I think, for me, the Spanish were really lucky to find a space at the top end of the line here, but they were definitely slower, which allowed some of the teams who were just in front of them to get a bit of a jump and take the lead at Mark 1.
Yeah, and I mean, it's from there it just sort of stretched out. Spain did a nice job of moving their way back through the fleet, but it wasn't really a story of this race for Spain. It was a story, as you say, of day 1 where they left too much to be done. But I think for me, this race, it was really just seeing, firstly, how, you know, the defending champions did themselves proud, but Rockwool Denmark, first ever event win for Rockwool Denmark. I mean, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And after giving us the classic wobble in the first race today, they got it done in that last one very clinically.
Yeah, and they've really shown how when they can come well off the start line, they can race really, really well. And it's just, you know, showing us how crucial it is to be able to get off that start line well. Puts you in such good stead for leading for the rest of the race.
And with a bit of consistent breeze, we did have some decent fly time. The Emirates Fly Time Award goes to Content Delapierre and France, 83.8%. So that is much better than what we anticipated with the forecast coming into Abu Dhabi. Well done to the French team for getting that done. So 6 fleet races are complete, and the event standings look like this. It will be Rockwool Denmark, winners of the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix 2025 season grand final. They will get the extra $800,000 for winning the event. Their first ever event win. Of course, there's not the 3-boat final for that, but it will be the grand final. But Nikolai said, Stevie, maybe made it a little closer than it needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, they sailed fantastically, and I mean, maybe it'd be bittersweet winning one of these things without a 3-boat final, but they'll absolutely take it.
And they have already made their way on shore. They get the win, they get the event wheel, and congratulations to Rockwool Denmark, Nikolai Sehested and his crew doing a fantastic job. Tom Johnson, Kahena Koons, all the team members now in the photo. What a great way, Hannah, to finish the season. They get the event win here in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, they'll be really happy with that. And after coming so close to making so many finals throughout this season, this is just going to be the perfect way to set them up for next season for sure.
And it now is official. After 12 events, we have our 3 finalists for the grand final here in Abu Dhabi, and it will be Emirates GBR, the Black Foals of New Zealand, and the Bonds Flying Roos that have punched their ticket into a winner-take-all $2 million race. What a beautiful day, and what a way to finish the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix. We're back with the grand final in a moment. Beautiful scenes here as the fans continue to flood the shoreline to watch the big showdown with a lot of money on the line. Once again, 2 million reasons to stick around.
Mubadala and SailGP making waves together.
And as we begin to look towards Season 6 and the 2026 season, there will be an additional team joining the fleet with a very familiar face at the helm. Nathan Outteridge returns to SailGP as the driver for the Swedish team Artemis Racing, and that is one beautiful boat. And we are now joined by the aforementioned Wind Whisperer, Nathan Outteridge. And Nathan, welcome back to SailGP. Your thoughts as you get ready to race in, well, with just a little over a month and a half's time.
Yeah, g'day Todd. It's quite a stressful day in the coach's booth. I've been sitting up the back watching people thump the tables as things aren't going their way, but it's amazing to see the boats out in foiling and some really good action, and now it's time for these 3 teams to turn their attention to the main event.
Well, Nathan, you've been in that main event, and I know very well that you'll want to be there and probably expect to be there next year. But right now, you're a pundit. Who's winning the $2 million, and what's the play in the pre-start that you think you need to do to win?
It's too hard to say who's going to win, but I think if you can avoid the other boats in the pre-start, that's going to make a big difference. We saw in the final in San Francisco last year, Spain were able to be free, be able to be fast at the line, and I think that's really critical for a really good performance here. I'm pretty sure Slingsby's got a bit of rage going on at the moment after that final race, so he's going to come out firing. Dylan sounds pretty composed after a pretty good day, and you can never underrate Peter Burling. I'm sure it's going to be a tough final, and whoever gets it falling off the line is going to be in good shape.
All right, Nathan, if this sailing thing doesn't work out for you, you've always still got your sailing cap and your announcing cap on, so we welcome you, and we wish you the best of luck, and we will see you in Perth in about 6 weeks' time. So there it is, Artemis Racing. You will see it coming up January 17th and 18th as they make their debut at the Oracle Pearl Sail Grand Prix.
Mubadala and SailGP making waves together.
Flying carbon machines driven by the world's best. Yes, powered by nature, powered by nature. We are SailGP.
It's all smiles here in Abu Dhabi as we bring down the curtain with the grand final coming up next, presented by the Abu Dhabi Sports Council. And there they are, the 3 finalists for the grand final. 2 million reasons to be, well, just a little bit nervous. They are 3-time champions in SailGP, the Aussies, the Bonds Flying Roos, maybe one of the most talented squads out there. And they will be going head-to-head with the Black Foals under the guidance of Peter Burling, and of course, Emirates GBR and Dylan Fletcher. And somehow, some way, despite only winning 1 event this year, the Bonds Flying Roos are in the grand final.
What a start by Slingsby. They're absolutely flying on board Australia here.
The Emirates winning moment goes the way of the Australians.
Advantage Slingsby at the moment. Oh, disaster for Australia, the wing's fallen down. So what we're witnessing here is pure boat speed. Perfect from the Roos, and Slingsby, when he needs to pull a rabbit from a hat, he's done it.
They somehow salvaged dead last positions at mark number 1 and turned them into top 5 positions.
SailGP's the #1 sailing league in the world right now. There's no real comparison. If you win SailGP, you're the best sailing country in the world.
And And despite the crew, the happiest members of this team, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, watching on as we go on board with Tom Slingsby. Tom, you gave everyone back home a little bit of pause and a deep breath, but you guys are once again in the grand final. What is the plan, especially when you get into that start box?
It's a full reset of the mind, and that racing was totally different to what we're going to have now. So we just got to go out there and execute. Yep, we made it to the final, and now we've got to put together a really clean race.
Tom, appreciate the time. Wish you the best of luck as the Bonds Flying Roos are also in the grand final. It will be black foils, Peter Burling and Kiwis.
Berlin.
New Zealand claims the first event of the 2025 season.
I think it's awesome for us having new energy in the group.
Perfect out of the middle of the line, and when he needed to deliver, he's delivered. New Zealand are going to lead from here. What a start from the black foils.
And it is the Kiwis striking back. The Emirates winning moment goes the way of the black foils.
We really love the Middle East. I mean, it's been something that we've had a great run in that part of the world, and looking forward to carrying it on.
Winners of event 1 in Dubai and 7 in Portsmouth. It is the black foils. We go on board now. Peter Burling, their driver. Pete, you guys have said the Middle East has been good to you. Do you have one more big race win in you?
Yeah, we're obviously looking forward to the opportunity. It's super exciting. It's going to be completely different to what it's been the last couple. So we're just trying to make sure we're ready for that and looking forward to getting into it.
And Pete, have you got a plan, or are you going to be reacting to the others?
Of course we've got a plan, Stevie. And looking forward to it, yeah.
Pete, appreciate the time. Wish you the best of luck, and keep that finger safe. Emirates GBR, they are the overall season winners on points and the most consistent team, but can they get one more win? The Brits are off and running at mark number 1, and they make the third final in a row, and the Emirates winning moment goes to Emirates GBR.
In the top group, is there one that you enjoy beating the most?
I enjoy beating all of them.
Aggressive from Fletcher.
Are we sailing tomorrow? I've gotten foils and straight into 90k, and we're like, yeah, she feels good, let's go.
The Emirates winning moment goes the way of Emirates GBR.
What a move by the British. Absolute clutch moment in the race.
I really feel proud of what the team's achieved, but the job isn't done yet, and we have to go and deliver when it counts.
And they need one more top flight performance against two of the best teams in the world. Just a short time ago, Lisa Darman catching up with the driver of Emirates GBR, Dylan Fletcher.
Dylan, congratulations, obviously finishing the overall leaderboard on top, but it all comes down to this grand final.
Yeah, really good day for us so far. Team's going well, but this is the main event, so we got to deliver now when it counts.
And obviously you haven't been here before in the final, the other two have. Have you been studying lots of finals of the past, or are you feeling really confident in yourself?
Yeah, we've watched plenty of videos, so hopefully we can go out there and deliver. And yeah, great conditions.
Going to be?
It's completely different today to yesterday, and yeah, team's doing a great job, so 4 up, really enjoying it. Just going to give it everything, and win or lose, we'll enjoy it.
Thanks so much, Dylan. Good luck.
And Hannah, that's why we say these are the best sailors in the world, because yesterday's conditions totally different than today, but the cream has risen to the top.
Yeah, that's right. And these are the kind of days that the sailors really, really look forward to. The high pressure moments, the tense moment before the start, and they'll be really looking forward to getting into this grand final.
How about this, Stevie? Just 5-6 minutes ago, they were racing just to get into the final, and now, a minute 45 away from it, Tom Slingsby and company are now going to battle for $2 million.
Yeah, and I mean, Dylan Fletcher's had to travel places to get here, hasn't he, from where he was in things. He's had to make a huge comeback. Tom Slingsby's had to do a complete reset. Burling's a man with a plan, but as we know, Todd, everyone has a plan until first contact with the enemy, and we're about to see that first contact. I think Tom Slingsby's going to be the first to turn back and try and set up the pre-start. Interesting that Fletcher's choosing to come in late. Is this an Ainsley preceded move here that he's trying to give him a bit of space? Outridge said he wanted space on the start line. Fletcher's given himself that space. This is going to be an absolute classic.
Sit back and enjoy the grand final here in Abu Dhabi. 60 seconds away from deciding the start. Who will make contact first?
We can see a favoured position on the start lines toward the downwind end, sort of middle of our screen. That blue line there, that's the optimum place to start. It's a short run to Mark 1. So if you are on the inside, the more downwind end, I think that's going to give you a big advantage. The Bomb Flying Ruse have a bit of a sniff. He wants that bottom end of the line, and he does control the first decision. He makes everyone else choose on him. Slingsby has control of things at the moment. Where does Fletcher go from here? There's space. The black foils say they're early. Fletcher's going to have the run up at these two boats. He might have the space he needs with 25 seconds to go. Now you've got to stay calm. Now you've got to execute. You've got to build the speed. You've got to accelerate the speed. The Rolex Pole Predictor sits aboard Slingsby's Australian boat. He's near that optimum place. But who's going to be foiling at the gun when that line turns white? Emirates turns towards the line. The black foils turn towards the line. Slingsby turns towards the line. Who's got it right out of the middle? It's Slingsby. It's now a race to the foils. It's a speed build, and the three-time champion Tom Slingsby, I think, is going to be first on the foils. Here they go.
Nice pressure at the mark, buddy.
Is it a bit of a calm before the storm, as the Bonds Flying Ruse will lead them to mark number 1, and Tom Slingsby will get the whole shot as we start the grand final here in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, Slingsby had the plan and he's nailed it. They lead at Mark 1. It's not done yet, but wow, you want to be first at Mark 1, and the Emirates GBR team have got work to do if they want to get back into this. Huge gains for Bonds Flying Ruse at Mark 1.
So Hannah, the Aussies force the issue and they control the line, and now the chase is on.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm not surprised to see Emirates GBR take the early manoeuvre there. The breeze looks much more consistent, obviously with fewer boats, but also it looks like it's settled down a little bit, so hard to catch up for any boats behind.
I quite like the look of the right turn at the bottom of the course. It looked like you'd get a nice long runaway out of there. And of course, this is the first time these boats have really been able to stretch their legs. 14 kilometres now, Breeze. Foiling well. We've got these new light wind foils, the Armstrong extensions on those foils. The boat's gliding beautifully through the manoeuvre, so I expect them to stay foiling. But at gate 2, it's a big decision.
And as they approach gate 2, the DP World Gate, we check it down in the water. Lisa Darman and Stevie likes the right-hand turn. What do you say?
I really think that they're going to continue to go straight in these conditions, optimise the time that you're on the foils. As you kind of said, I expect them to come back this way. In general, coming the opposite side to the grandstand on the upwind leg has been a really nice approach. So, you know, it's so hard with a 3-boat race to try and protect your position. You've got to go with your eyes.
Big moment there, Lisa. As we say that, the black foils chose to get away and get into space. Emirates are going to turn straight away here to get clear wind, and it's now about building speed, and this is just crucial. There looks like good wind in towards that side of the course where the Bonds Flying Ruse are. The leaderboard is close. This race is all on. Who's going to find the most breeze? Foiling. Oh, they're off the foils on board the Bonds Flying Ruse, and they've tried to press too soon. They didn't get foiling smoothly. Can the black foils stick this manoeuvre? Foiling tack here could be the championship.
Pete Berlin calls for a touch and go.
Right of way, black with the Bonds Flying Ruse, but they've got to take off.
Look at the speed on Emirates GBR.
Yeah, oh, and I think the black foils are going to have to go behind here. This could be a big moment. I don't know if they're clear. Oh, it's going to be a penalty. Oh, he's clear.
He's going to sell it. He's going to sell it.
Pistol Pete, wow, he called that one, didn't he? Massive moment. The Emirates GBR have stuck their manoeuvre. Black foils should cross, though. Black foils are in great shape. The right turn at the bottom was good. Big gain to the black foils. No penalty. Clear cross. That was absolute masterclass.
One left from here. One left.
And just like that, the Bonds Flying Ruse go from first to third as they see the pressure building on the Kiwis out in front. Their speed, 37 kilometers an hour. Emirates GBR still in a good position, but they are in second.
I think there's more, at least is there more wind as you come up the course? I feel like the Kiwis are sailing towards a lot of wind on that side of the course.
Are we all the way to the bottom again?
Not sure if we've got comms with Lisa at the moment. Where I'm sailing now, black foils have just pieced this together. You see how they're sailing nearly straight up the ladder line? It suggests that the wind's rotating.
See a lot of the teams really hard to land that manoeuvre there. 30 kilometers an hour is that magic number to keep the boat on the foils, but they need to build that speed before they attempt that manoeuvre to make sure they're safe at making it.
Calling for another touch and go on board the Black Foils of New Zealand. They have more than a 100-meter lead, and here we are on leg 3 of 6, approaching the halfway point of the grand final with $2 million on the line to the winner.
It's all about how quickly they get back on the foils here. We're halfway point in the race, Todd. They're just going to go downwind from here, and then that short upwind. If they can get a decent lead, most of the other boats, Australia are going to have to follow them. Emirates GBR could split on a right turn here. Black foils aren't going to foil. They
Look
can't
at the
foil.
speed difference.
Okay, we'll get around here, but
they'll foil on the
GBR
takeoff.
still slow at that.
GBR are going to be coming in. They're going to have to watch out for the Bonds flying roos. GBR are trying to dive inside at the top here. I think the black foils will be round, but who gets first on the foils here? Emirates are going to be off the foils, and maybe they might just... Oh, Fletcher's masterclass there. He's got round. He's going to do right turn on the foils. Huge. Here we go. Black foils need to get back up in the air quick.
And we are back to almost dead even once again, and Emirates GBR are in first place.
They are, but I don't know for how long, because I like where the black foils are going. They're sailing out to that more wind side of the course.
Every team now has had a chance to lead here in the grand final. Who can hold on to it for the second half of the race?
They've all got at least 2 or 3 jibes here, Hannah, haven't they? So it's about sticking. I mean, how nervous are you right now?
Definitely really nervous. There's a huge split in the course here with boats on either side. Sticking these manoeuvres is going to be really key. Emirates GBR look like they've had a really nice rotation in the wind there, allowing them to sail a bit further down the course.
All right, we're in this. Lefty coming here, Gabe, first thing.
So he's talking on the upwind leg there instantly, and if it was lefty, so the one was on a left shift on that MasterCard team talk there, that means they're going to sail in this shift all the way down. And look at them, they're going nearly straight down the course. Massive turnaround.
And explain who he's talking about when he says Goobs.
Goobs is Ian Jensen, the wing trimmer there on board that, so yeah.
Not a sailing term.
Not a classic sailing term, no, but what a massive change. Big wind shift, Fletcher in phase with it. Emirates GBR are gone here.
Softer, I think. Everything for this mark.
Looking for that right turn again, which was so powerful on the last lap.
Olympic gold medalist Hannah Mills up on the handles, a strategist doing multitasking right now. It's Dylan Fletcher, who was part of Emirates GBR in season 1. He lost his driving seat, came back this year, and look at this. It is Emirates GBR out in front by more than 200 meters here in the grand final.
Yeah, and right turn means you've only got 1 maneuver to do on this upwind, so this is a no-brainer. I mean, yeah, this is it. This is your walk-in glory moment on board Emirates Great Britain. Massive shift in the breeze by the look of it. The wind has really rotated left here. Massive shift, and they're just perfectly in phase with it.
Look it up if you need for late.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we see either of the boats behind splitting to go the other way, with it just being 1 manoeuvre into that next mark.
Yeah, nothing doing here. They've just picked the shifts. This manoeuvre here, if they can stay in the foils. Good breeze out of it. Dark water in front of them there. They should stay foiling.
More press for me.
Moments away from a new champion. Spain won it last year, Australia the prior 3 years, and now in season 5, Emirates GBR is poised to take the title.
Not sure if they're quite on ley line yet. They're closing up to that. The yellow line, our ley line. Hannah's calling a righty, which will be kind of good for them anyway, because they're towards the right of everyone else, but they want to get there with no more manoeuvres. He's fine. They can always touch it down onto one hull and take off again. This is it, Emirates GBR. Wow. What a moment at that top gate number 3.
Nice angle.
What a race. You had Australia getting the whole shot, leading after mark number 1. You had the Kiwis rolling the dice and coming up. Yahtzee Stevie, they led on the upwind and then the turn back. And then out of nowhere, Dylan Fletcher and Emirates GBR round the last gate. And now it is a straight shot to $2 million for the Brits. Years ago, they used to say the British are coming. Well, the British have arrived. The Emirates winning moment goes the way to Emirates GBR. They are the Season 5 champions.
Oh, what a race.
Nice.
They cross the line with room to spare, and it looks like it will be the black foils unless they get rolled over by Tom Slingsby. And wouldn't that be a Slingsby thing to do? I'm not going to settle for third. I'm taking second.
Yeah, can the black foils get up and foiling here? Well, what a season for both these teams. It's going to be tight. Looks like the Bonds Flying Roos are going to sneak through on the inside here of the black foils. I mean, the reality for these two is if you're not first, you're last, and they're going to be just gutted by that for sure. What an amazing season by both of these teams, but it came down to minor details, and one wind shift at the top. Emirates GBR were in phase, and that's it.
The Bonds Flying Roos will finish in second place in front of the fans here in Abu Dhabi, and the Black Foils of New Zealand will finish in third. But what an amazing event, and the celebration can now begin. Emirates GBR are champions in Season 5. Hannah, your former team is now enjoying the fruits of their labor, and I'll tell you what, it seems the right ending because the way they performed all year long, remember, they got wins in Sydney, they got wins in Saint-Tropez, and they got wins in Cadiz.
Yeah, I mean, they've been so consistent all year. Sometimes been struggling to win those final races, but when it really counted, they made it work, and they've taken the grand final. So amazing result for Emirates GBR.
As we send it down on the water, and Lisa Darmanin.
Congratulations, Dylan, from the sidelines to SailGP champion. How good was that race? How good do you feel?
Oh, it was an unbelievable final, wasn't it? I mean, all the three teams are amazing. Any one of us could have won, but yeah, just over the moon right now. Really proud of the team. What a year. Stoked.
It was high pressure, that last turn, that choice at the gate really sealed the deal.
Yeah, just keep chipping away, keep us with opportunities, and the team did a great job.
How does everyone feel?
Yes!
$1 million celebration right there, Stevie Morrison, and I just feel like they earned it. They deserved it, and they got it done because there was a point in that race where I thought, well, they had a good season, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, they've been the most consistent team all year, weren't they? And ultimately, they had no choice at the top there but to split, really. But they executed the way of dodging behind the Australians and staying on the foils so well. So thoroughly deserved. But yeah, wow, what a moment.
Dylan Fletcher, an Olympic gold medalist, and now a SailGP champion. Let's go back to the start once again. Tom Slingsby made first contact. He forced the issue, and you thought, okay, it's a complete Bonds Flying Roos moment.
Yeah, from here it looked like the Bonds Flying Roos had a huge advantage. But, you know, these races are never over till they're over. Emirates GBR choosing to split. But it was ultimately this first manoeuvre on this upwind leg where the Bonds Flying Roos fell off the foil, which allowed the two boats behind to catch up, really open the race again.
Yeah, I'm still surprised they didn't take the right turn. Just to the eye with the helicopter, it looked a lot less sailing and a wider bit of the course away from the fans. So obviously, you know, it's easy in hindsight, this game, isn't it? And same for New Zealand. They just didn't get in the game, and the split here was crucial, Tom.
Halfway point through the race, guys, they're in third place. They're in last place, and you think, well, it wasn't meant to be. What was it about Emirates GBR that did they see more wind? Did they play the right strategy? Explain it to us.
Well, I think they were happy to split from where they were in position on the course, and the angle of the wind, they just spotted that, and it allowed them to sail all the way down the course.
And what a moment. The Emirates fly time at 98.3% for Emirates GBR as they bring it across the line in front of the fans, and the celebration full on.
And the Rolex Precision Athletes of the day today, Tom Slingsby just scraping into that final after some tough qualifying races, but an amazing start in that final race. From North Star Canada, Annie Hager allowing them to sail the shortest distance around the course. And then our season winners from Emirates GBR, Ian Jensen trimming the wing and Luke Parkinson on flight control. Really tricky day for both the wing trimmers and the flight controllers today. But, you know, ultimately all season they've been doing such an incredible job allowing them to take the lead at the end of this season.
Yeah, and that's the boat speed team on the Emirates GBR, so thoroughly got there. And of course, then we come to our DP World fastest speed, and wow, the Bonds Flying Roos probably flying into Mark 1 there, 56.76 kilometres an hour in 14 kilometres an hour wind. Some pretty solid efficiency, but unfortunately, not just boat speed you need to get these titles won.
What an amazing race and what an amazing season. The three-time champions, the Bons Flying Rouge, had a great start, but in the end just couldn't get past Emirates GBR. They finished in second. We go on board with their driver, Tom Slingsby. Tom, I know that's not the result you wanted, but you've got to be proud of the team and what you were able to do this year with only winning one event, and you find yourself in the grand final with a chance.
Yeah, no, incredibly proud of this team. Yeah, it's an honour to sail with everyone and everyone through the shore team and everything. It's a real privilege. We've got an amazing group of people, and yeah, it's a season of highs and lows. But yeah, look, there's a lot to be happy about. But obviously, I focus on the one thing that we didn't get this week, which was a win, and we'll come back next year.
Tom, you absolutely delivered in the start. I kind of had that down as it was going to be the crux moment of the race. Were you surprised quite how dynamic a race it turned out to be?
Yeah, I mean, you know, no matter what, they're going to split behind you, and you've just got to focus on yourself. And I mean, I obviously I thought about Jive.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, and we appreciate Tom Slingsby and his time as we get ready for the prize giving. What a moment this is for Emirates GBR and Joel Ashliman of Rolex, head of sponsoring, to make the presentation, and now the celebration can really begin with the Union Jack out. Here we go, your Rolex season winners. They won 4 of 11 events. Give it up for Emirates GBR.
Mubadala Investment Company.
Big squad, of course. Ellie Aldridge, Olympic gold medalist in Paris on the left-hand side of our screen, kite surfing, and she's sort of in there as one of the spare sailors. I think Luke Parkinson, Liam Jensen, they've had some year in terms of learning new kit, and ultimately I think the team that comes out of the top this year is going to be the team that learned the best, so huge kudos to them. And the power units, Nick Hutton and Neil Hunter there. We've not seen a lot of them in the last few events. They've, you know, maybe on a bit of a holiday, you could argue, but I'm sure they won't have seen it like that. And then, of course, the brains trust in Hannah Mills and Dylan Fletcher. Really a very complete team, and been impressive to watch them grow through the year.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, as individuals, really impressive, but it's how they pull together as a team that makes it count in the end.
And there is the big trophy. Although it is worth noting that the crew members will also get a Rolex chronometer Yachtmaster 42, Steve. Which, yeah, not a terrible.
I'd like one of those
side. Yeah, not a terrible side piece to have as well. But there is the hardware at the end of an amazing 2025 season, the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix, and presented by the Abu Dhabi Sports Council. Thank you to them and the support. And in the end, it is Emirates GBR that walk away with the overall title. What an amazing performance.
Abu Dhabi, it's now time to celebrate with them. Let's give it up.
Rolex SailGP Champions for 2025, and I mean, I mean, it's a huge moment, isn't it? I mean, we talk about the money, and that is incredible, and the rest of it, but you know, there's very few occasions where you're at the absolute pinnacle of your sport. You're in a completely equal equipment. You're racing against all these top sailors from around the world. You know, they've just beaten Burlington too. You know, Draper and Slingsby. I mean, they've had to go against the best, and right now in that race, they delivered, and they can say they're the best.
Yeah, and it's, you know, they're going up against sailors with huge accolades as well. So, you know, on the day you have to be able to perform. And like I said earlier, this is one of the days that these sailors really look forward to, feeling the pressure and then being able to react to it and put your best performance on show.
Well, take a look at the final point standings after 12 events and more than 30,000 miles of travel around the globe. The points look like this. We started in Dubai with New Zealand winning the first event. Emirates GBR finished in second, the USA in third, but here's how it finishes. Emirates GBR champions of Season 5. The Bons Flying Rouge will finish in second, and the Black Foils in third. Los Gallos just missing out on that grand final, finishing in fourth as the defending champions. The French finished in the top 5. North Star Canada goes 6th. Rockwell Racing, great showing as they pick up the 800,000, winning this event. Then in the Swiss, Germany, Deutsche Bank, maybe the hottest team in SailGP over the last 3 events. Red Bull Italy with their new driver, Phil Robertson. Martini Grail and Mubadala Brazil had their moments, and US SailGP team finished in 12th. Bright future for them were Taylor Canfield and the Stars and Stripes. So let's add up the money, and you can inject $2.4 million into the accounts of Emirates GBR as they win the season, the $400,000 there, and the $2 million grand final. So $4.4 million. The Black Foils go 1.76. The Bon Flying Roos, $1.2 million for their new owners, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Los Gallos will finish in fourth, just clipping over $1.2 million, and then $880 for North Star Canada, $800,000 for Rockwell Racing, $720 for the French, $560 for the Germans. So it's picture time. Get yourself on Instagram. The celebration will continue well into the night here in Abu Dhabi as Emirates GBR can take a deep breath, but not for too long, because in less than 2 months' time, it is back on and season 6. Before that, though, how about a little bubbly? Coming up next, it's the Oracle Perth Sail Grand Prix, January 17th and 18th. Season 6 begins with an Antipodean triple stop, opening for the very first time in Perth, Australia. Famed for its consistent ocean breeze and wide open waters that promises fast, technical racing and breathtaking drama. The city's vibrant waterfront and golden coastline provide the perfect backdrop for SailGP's high-speed foiling catamarans. Perth's natural beauty and endless sunshine is the ultimate stage to launch Season 6 before heading across the Tasman Sea to Auckland, New Zealand. Returning to one of the world's true sailing capitals, Auckland once again welcomes SailGP to its iconic Waitemata Harbor. Known as the City of Sails, Auckland delivers flowing sea breezes, challenging wind shifts, and a passionate fan base. The backdrop of the Hauraki Gulf provides a dramatic arena for foiling catamarans to fly at breathtaking speeds. With its rich maritime heritage and natural amphitheater conditions, Auckland is the perfect stage for SailGP to showcase its speed and precision. So Season 6 kicks off January 17th and 18th. Seems like we were just there, but we'll be excited to get back to Auckland and then Sydney, and then it's off to the first-time visit to Rio de Janeiro before going to the Atlantic and Bermuda. Another stop in the USA in New York City, Halifax back on the calendar, and we love going to Portsmouth. Sassness was a big success this year, and of course we'll be in Spain. Saint-Tropez never disappoints, and then the final 2 events will take place in the UAE, first in Dubai, and then Abu Dhabi, 28th and 29th in 2026.
Well, yeah, and of course now we're going to come back to that Rolex best time start. And well, when the pressure was really on, the man that was ice cold and delivered was Tom Slingsby, 0.737 seconds back, but he won the start for the Rolex best time start. But of course, the race turned out to go a lot longer than just the start.
Amazing how things turn in SailGP. The third team off the line ends up winning it all as Emirates GBR comes from behind literally and claims the title. Hannah Diamond, your former team, gets it done. I don't think you were surprised.
No, I mean, they've just been so consistent all year, getting stronger and stronger all the time. I did think they were a bit late in their approach to the start, but they completed the rest of the race really well to take the win.
Stevie, final thoughts before we say goodbye?
Oh, it's just getting more and more hard to call, isn't it? I mean, I called the final completely wrong. I thought you got to win the start. I thought there wouldn't be overtakes, and everything happened that I said wouldn't.
Well, that will do it. Congratulations once again to Ben Ainsley and Emirates GBR and Dylan Fletcher. We will see you next time, 2026 at the Oracle Perth Sail Grand Prix, January 17th and 18th. For Stevie Morrison, Hannah Diamond, Lisa Darman, and I'm Todd Harris. So long from Abu Dhabi. We'll see you next year. What a season. From massive crowds to heart-pounding speed. Go over 103! SailGP delivered non-stop action from the first start gun to the final finish. The drama. Oh, huge! The rivalry. The unforgettable moments. This is the season we won't forget.
Fletcher's masterclass.
The British have arrived. The Emirates winning moment goes the way to Emirates GBR. They are the Season 5 champions.